Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Mario, and you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate it. No race this weekend, but we've got the Saturday show ready for you. And with me, as always, is the first Quick Stop F1 member to get a PA. It is the person who's organizing the meetup, so hit us up to collectively push the W14 off a cliff. And the person I'm going to put on the spot right now, Tasha.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you how you're doing. I'm going to ask you, or no, I'm not going to even ask you. Have the floor. Talk about Lance Stroll's facial hair.
Oh my God.
Ahead.
Okay.
Ahead. Here's your platform. Do it, you know?
I feel like I'm being persecuted, okay, for having an opinion about Lance Stroll. Just, it suits him. He needs facial hair. Like, the baby face is fine, but the goatee thing is really elevating. Let him live. It's all right. He looks fine. It's dark and it gives him, I keep saying Count of Monte Cristo, but he really does look like Desmond Montez, from the Count of Monte Cristo. So yeah, it's a vibe. I like it. I feel like when I say that though, people are assuming, and I'm saying people because Twitter roasts me to death every time I even mention. I'm like, is this a safe space? And they're like, no, it's absolutely not a safe space. But I feel like people think I'm trying to have this man's babies. I just think he looks better. That's it.
I just think man's grew a below average facial hair.
And look at how it elevated him.
And you're trying to have assemblies. That's all I said.
I was just like, girls, let's have a huddle. Let's have a convo. Yeah, it's an important topic to me, okay? Yes, I love that F1 fandom can sometimes just delve into
we're not done with this.
Okay. What else do you need to know?
What if he comes out with a mustache that you
twist?
Yeah.
I mean,
but his dad has the same one.
They're so close, I feel like that would be really cute for them. The little devious, little curly mustache. Yeah, okay. I think that would work for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that about you. I like that you value the sentimental stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not just about the facial hair. It's about the relationship,
You're only putting assemblies together for the facial hair, not for the relationship. You're just mentioning the relationship right now. The relationship just came up.
Let me live, Mario.
The tweets are facial hair, okay?
It changed his whole aura. I'm sorry. One day, he was just Lance, a little... Yeah. Facial hair can't fix everything.
No. Danny Rick tried it with the mustache. It kind of worked for him.
I feel like kind of same thing. It changed his vibe a little bit. He seems more serious. He's taking things seriously. He's growing his facial hair out. He's like, I'm a man now, It's time to act like a man. Do manly things.
for the
that's what I assume happens when everybody grows facial hair. They're just like, I'm a man.
For the audio listeners, I was brushing my mustache as she said all of that.
So yeah. That's my thoughts on F1 facial hair. Yeah.
Let's put a
great intro
pin on this until the season starts because my goodness. But hey, happy to have you here as always. Now that you got that off
happy
your chest,
to be here.
now we're super ready for Tasha. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's get into it.
If I told you that Abu Dhabi was a week ago, would you believe me?
No. I feel like it came and went, to be quite honest. I don't even feel like I remember what happened in the race. You know what I mean?
We were supposed to check standings before the show and we didn't.
Yeah.
We just forgot. We just didn't.
You just didn't do it.
Another thing that we were talking about during the pre-show is I was under the impression that we all agreed as a team that Abu Dhabi was the end of it. So when postseason testing happens, I was confused because I thought we all agreed we were done.
Yeah, I did. For sure.
I hope they're not looking for a breakdown about postseason testing in this podcast because we were done. We agreed we were done.
Yeah, I was. So, I was very shocked the next day to see photos of the W14 back in action. I was like, I thought we burnt this bitch the night before, but maybe I had the schedules mixed up. So yeah, it was actually a little shocking. I was like, damn.
Honestly, how
She's
did you
back
find
already?
out?
Yeah.
How did you find
There
out?
was a tweet about George Russell, I think, crashing or something, or the car broke down, something like that. So typical George
Ima-
Russell.
imagine Abu Dhabi's over. You're because we talk about Lewis, but George is also done with that W14.
Yeah.
And they tell you one last ride. I'm thinking one last ride into the sunset.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna end you. So this one crash, I'm okay with George
Yeah.
Russell
I think he
doing
probably
that.
did it on purpose too. He was like, I don't want to do this all day. Also, he looked a little sick on the podium. Like he was like hacking up a lung. So
He was.
he looked really sick. So maybe he was just trying to get the day over with like early. Like, I
can't
have
think
a
of
plan.
anything
And then like,
worse.
boop, hit the wall.
Yeah.
And then went for lunch and to his hotel room. So yeah, that's what I think happened anyway.
I think he crashed it because the W14 is terrible.
Absolutely.
The only thing we do remember about Abu Dhabi is we don't remember. We looked it up. Our podiums versus the actual podium. So Tasha, you had Max Verstappen, George Russell, Lando Norris.
Yeah.
I had Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, and with our powers combined, we got the actual podium. You know, we play a little bit of musical chairs.
Yeah.
And we got a Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, and George Russell.
Yeah.
Podium. I even forgot. Is this another Charles Leclerc starts on pole, finishes behind Max situation? I'm curious enough to check this real quick.
No, I think he started second row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Max got pole for Abu Dhabi.
He would do stuff like that.
Yeah, he would.
He would.
Like, I'm gonna end this. Max. Yeah.
Shut up, Mario.
Yeah.
That's proof of how much I forgot about Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi was like, I don't know. Like, we talked about this, I think, yesterday, I think. Just like Abu Dhabi, like for a season closer is just like, to me, just doesn't hit. Like, I feel like there wasn't enough interesting things in the race because obviously I don't remember any of them. It didn't feel exciting watching it. I do remember being very bored most of the time. We didn't really get any safety cars or anything to like shake things up. So I don't know. I just don't feel like it's the right place to end. Honestly, Vegas felt like a closing, because it was like a whole event. All the celebs were there. Like, I don't know about the racing per se as the closer, but like just for the event purposes of it, I feel like Vegas felt like, okay, season's over. We did it.
I find it weird that like we have so many sick places to race at. I find it weird that they like they lock the last race.
Yeah.
Like I would rotate first and last race during seasons. Like
I would too.
At least to do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tasha and I might release a season review episode. This is not that. Let's talk about much more serious topics. Where do you sit in that driver dinner? Who do you move?
Oh,
you can move someone if you want.
Like physically sit, actually sit.
Yeah. What did you think I meant?
I thought you meant like my opinion, like sit as in like, where do you sit on this topic?
How does it sit with you?
Like,
how does it sit with you that these drivers are having dinner together?
Or figurative? I don't know. Driver dinner. I'm sitting next to Lewis. Actually, no, I'm going to, okay. 50-50, either directly next to him or directly across from him so I can like look into his eyes while we talk and like have a conversation. Like, I feel like that'd be really important to me. But other than that, like, I don't know. I feel like anybody who didn't get to sit next to Lewis just kind of like missed out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
If you're not sitting next to Lewis, like, what is the point of going to that dinner? And he's paying for everything,
Probably.
I'm going to schmooze a little bit, so I can get more things off the menu, everything.
Okay.
Absolutely
everything. Are you
everything.
ordering dessert?
Yeah. Drinks.
Okay.
Drinks. Little appetizers.
Okay.
Salads, everything.
I think
we're having everything.
Between the two choices of in front of Lewis or next to Lewis, I agree in front.
Yeah.
I like in front. I like to
see
like
people.
look at people when they talk. I know the obvious answer is Lewis. That's why I'm not going to give it, just to be different or whatever. Not to be different, but just to like not say the same answer. I'm pulling up a chair in the head of the table where Valtteri and Daniel Ricciardo were at.
Okay. What's
For no
happening
other
down there?
reason, I think that's a hand.
Yeah.
I think that's like the kids' table equivalent of that dinner table,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, I see that.
So
I
I'm
see
gonna hang
that.
there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Valtteri what he's up to during the break.
Right.
Invite me to others, not the bicycling stuff, because I can't keep up with you. So I don't want to ruin your vibe.
Right.
But I'll wait at the boat or the beach for
Right.
you.
Let me know
I'll
when
wear
you're doing
matching
coffee.
outfits with him if
Yeah.
he wants. I'm down with
That'd
that.
be cool. Yeah.
Trying to get Enchante from Danny Rick. It's a whole thing.
That's very true.
What do you think is a topic? Any topic that they covered? Real or fake? If you say what would be a topic you would love them to talk about? So like anything you want to do with this. Just a topic you would want that table to discuss.
I mean, I would like to think that there was some like gossiping happening about people who weren't there. I'll just say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little like bitch fest, you know?
Yeah. I think they were plotting and scheming. I think, and I'm not saying this whole dinner was like, how do we get back at Red Bull? I'm not saying that was a whole dinner.
Mhm.
I'm saying they all sat around. They looked at Danny, Rick, and Yuki, and they said, "You guys mind if we?" Danny and Yuki immediately
You can cover
understood.
your ears, yeah.
No. Danny and Yuki immediately understood, and they were like, "Of course, go ahead. Don't worry about it. It's fine." I think they were scheming. How do we get? What do we do to Red Bull next year? I think Lewis looked at Danny and said, "Hey, it's on my card tonight." Yeah. And Danny said, "Let me tell you some secrets." I think that's what was going on.
Let me tell you about the floor.
Yeah, let me tell you about this floor that keeps changing.
Tell you about this rear wing that you keep inspecting. Yeah.
You know what else the world is forcing us to keep inspecting?
Oh my God.
Enough with Bottas' butt.
Yeah.
That's something I would tell him in the dinner is like, great cause. Maybe I don't know that I know my butt better. I don't know that I could draw my butt better than I could draw his butt at this point.
I feel like I've seen his butt a lot. I don't think I've seen my personal butt more in the last like 2 or 3 weeks.
In the last month?
Than his. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting excessive. I agree. It's great that it's for charity.
Great that it's for charity. Fantastic that it's for charity.
I personally just don't want to be scrolling on Twitter and some, man's ass cheeks are spread on the timeline, just what if I'm at the grocery store, and I'm just like in line and just boom, ash, like it's dangerous times we're living in.
My problem is that this generation of Twitter and stuff, people want like you gotta like take it up a notch every time. So like you got 150,000, good job. But like, are you gonna do the same thing next year? No, you gotta take it up a notch.
Where do we go from here? Exactly.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it like
we're gonna see there's gonna be a point in which he takes it someplace that we can't unsee, that
we never can come back.
We can't come back from what happens next, I think. So
I'm just saying
we're teetering on that line.
It's either going to be more people or more spreading, and I don't want either. Personally, I don't want either.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No.
Maybe we retire the bit. Maybe we retire the bit.
Yeah.
You think he's got the pull to at least get Lewis to post for 1 month?
Absolutely not. Roscoe, I think, would be down. Little bulldog booty, I think, would be kind of cute in a calendar. Lewis, I don't think so.
Lewis in a Speedo next to Roscoe, I think, is the compromise.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. I think that's pretty much all we can expect now. Maybe Daniel Ricciardo.
He would do
and I feel like if Valtteri just was like, "I triple dog dare you," Daniel would do it because he seems like that kind of guy. After. Yeah, exactly. Wait, the pose is he's naked doing a shoey.
Of course, it is.
Okay,
it's a layup. Like, simple, how would you not? Yeah. Now I have to ask you. I'm gonna think. Give me. I'm
so nervous.
Kevin Magnussen's pose.
Kevin Magnussen? Who is Kevin Magnussen? I'm just kidding.
So good.
I'm just kidding.
That was so good.
I'm sorry if there's any K-Mag stands in the building. What does he do though? Like, I don't even like. There's no signature.
Exactly. Give me
So you just broke my brain for no reason, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Give me your boy Lance Stroll's pose. Or
One of
not
these.
necessarily
One of
pose.
these. One of the
course.
curling of the mustache.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was a great callback.
Or
yeah,
he's Canadian. You know, we get a little axe over the shoulder.
Ooh, a little
side glance.
Flannel
yeah.
or no.
Flannel.
Little flannel covering something.
The little
or
suspenders,
no?
yeah. We need to okay.
So moving on.
We need to keep these ideas for ourselves because we're giving out too much.
You're right.
Yeah, we can't give everybody everything.
If anybody has a nude calendar and would like to consult with us on some very tasteful pictures, just let us know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Valtteri's butt has been on my timeline enough that I'm just going to print
seriously.
my own calendar at this point. Like, I think there's 12. I think there's 12 images I can just put together.
We were discussing merch, so now I know where Tasha's head's at with merch for us.
Yeah. Booty cheeks.
I was thinking, I didn't discuss this earlier with you, but I just remembered. I was thinking, to be fair, Tasha mentioned merch, and then I started thinking, and I was thinking that a good logo for us would be, you obviously remember, but the Lewis Hamilton Fortnite situation where he had Roscoe in his back.
Yeah, the backpack.
It'd be hilarious.
You want that to be our...
We put you as Lewis Hamilton,
right?
And like baby me on your on the back, and it'll be baby me with my same hair,
right?
So, and that could be our logo.
You're out of your mind, but that would be fun. I'm down.
This is episode what you're saying I'm out of my mind. This is episode we've been know. We know this. Yeah. Last thing we'll talk about that is not news but relevant. I think we agree. We agree on the take more or less, but like, imagine I have a wedding ring,
right?
And imagine I take it off for some reason, and I don't know. Imagine I tell my team, like, guys, I lost it, and I need y'all to tweet like crazy so that we can convince the people.
Right.
That this is a wholesome story and not I took my ring off because of other recent situation.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you straight up. When someone takes their wedding ring off, why do they do it? Is it to check something in a car real quick, in a Mercedes real quick?
I mean,
how did it end up in the water?
And how did you not notice for 2 days? Like, let's start there.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So
wait.
He lost his wedding ring 2 days before they started looking for it. So that means you took it off and did not intend to return it onto your finger. Exactly. There was no fucking intention to put that thing back on until you made your flight, basically. So let's start there. Yeah.
There's going to be a company that's going to start selling a service where people who take off their ring for not good intentions can hire this company to make a whole PR thing around your wedding ring so that we pretend that you didn't take your wedding ring off and forget it for 2 days for reasons that are obvious.
Right. The funny thing is about this whole story, to me personally, is that it was actually way more interesting than the actual race. Like, let's help this man find his wedding ring. You know, he was creeping. But, you know, we don't want to let him go home empty-handed. And like you said, all his wingmen assembled like the Avengers to like basically make this a legitimate, like, you know, search story. You know, they try to make it wholesome. Yeah. They had his back. They were like, yo, you shouldn't have been taking your ring off. We know why you did it, but we're gonna cover you, you know? Like,
yeah, maybe they've all cheated and they know what it's like.
Yeah.
You said that really quick, and I knew she hasn't processed what I said yet.
I did process it, and I agree. That's why. But I also didn't want to pass judgment on people that I don't know, because.
Oh, I'm passing judgment on hypothetical people. I don't even know them. I didn't even know it was lost for 2 days.
I'm agreeing. Yeah, I know for a fact, but
that's
probably
crazy.
Yeah.
2 days.
It's the end of the season, you know.
2 days. That's a long time to lose something.
That is.
Let me tell you.
His work wife is probably in you know. attendance.
In conclusion, glad he found it so the wife can throw it back in the water and kick
Yeah.
his ass out, or partner.
Yeah.
And also, I would just love to know how did it end up in the water. That's all I want to know. That's all.
Yeah, that's the second part that I personally would love to know
I
as
want to
well.
know so bad.
Yeah.
I want to know so bad.
Like, were you skinny dipping? Like, what happened? Well, not skinny dipping because it didn't just slide off your finger. It was in your pocket or something. Unless you lost so much weight in the heat of the desert that your
Of course.
finger shrunk, and then
In the heat of the desert.
yeah.
Not in the heat of the bedroom.
Wow.
So those are little topics that are that are floating around
super
Twitter.
important. Yeah.
Twitter is a off-season Twitter. I'm like,
Wild.
I think both of us are more integrated into F1 Twitter now, or more more integrated in it.
Yeah.
And this is my first time seeing off-season F1 Twitter.
It's an unhinged place. Lawless,
I am
godless.
treating it.
Yeah.
I am treating it like when you go to the beach and you're dipping your foot to see, because I barely tweet it because I don't know what to do. It's like a jungle.
Just tweet nonsense. I think that's the best part is you could just tweet. You could tweet anything right now, and there's so much junk happening and shit. Ass cheeks, feuds, like everything's happening. You can just tweet anything, just slot in there
I'm gonna
somewhere.
tweet rate Botta's butt.
Rate
Valtteri's butt.
Okay.
Yeah.
On a scale of.
No, it would be. I don't want to do
value. Okay.
Yeah, a numerical value would be easiest. I was thinking like, do I get a picture of all 20 butts from the F1 drivers? But I'm like,
do we have
that's
20 butts? Yeah.
I don't.
Do you really want to search that?
No, I really,
incognito mode.
No, not even in incognito. I just don't want to know at all. That's why the thought died in my head, and I just wanted to yeah.
All right.
Well, no, I'm gonna move. One time I helped Tandy put together a rank Lewis Hamilton thirst traps, and although I can happily say that Lewis Hamilton is a very attractive man and everything, I didn't really enjoy that personal assignment.
Oh,
yeah, I love the show though. It was fun.
Yeah,
but damn, I looked at too many Lewis pictures.
There's no such thing as too many Lewis pictures. Let's start there. There's no such thing.
Agree to disagree.
All right. Let's move on then to the next segment.
since it is, I love it. All right. Since it is our Saturday show, we like to take, we want to make sure that we keep you all on track with the latest F1 news. So this is our In Case You Missed It. And I think we've got some pretty interesting topics today, no bias. And our first one, Tasha, is Monster Energy signs with McLaren, but stays with Lewis Hamilton. One thing that I thought was very interesting about this that I did not know is that from the article that we pulled up, it says that McLaren lured Monster Energy away from Mercedes after 14 seasons.
Wow.
I don't know why. I just assumed it was like a no re-up with Mercedes, so I went with McLaren. But it seems that McLaren just stole them.
Yeah.
It's a multi-year contract. They're gonna wear it basically where anywhere McLaren has branded of Coca-Cola right now, it's all gonna be Monster Energy.
Wow.
So Lewis Hamilton, like I mentioned, still has his sponsorship deal with Monster. And Tasha and I checked. Right now, really, the only thing that they do together, Lewis specifically with Monster, is a sugar-free Monster drink. So it's just one flavor, which kind of makes sense why you would cut that. But then you were saying that Monster sponsors another Lewis Hamilton endeavor.
X44 team. So yeah, it would be interesting to see them sever because I feel like they're so intertwined, like I just, when I read that, I was like, same as you, I figured their contract with Mercedes lapse or whatever. And then they're just getting another team. I had no idea that, McLaren poached, Monster from Mercedes. That's kind of crazy.
That's a difficult thing. Yeah. Yo, I just realized McLaren, Mercedes, Monster. Why do you make these things so difficult for us? Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like Zach has been poaching everyone from everywhere for the last, their roster of sponsors for that car is crazy. Like, I don't even know if they're gonna have room for like a livery at this
No,
point.
they're
It's just
replacing
all
the Coca-Cola.
yeah, but they've gotten some more. I think they got like a couple other like recently as well. I could be lying. I don't know.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But they have like so many sponsors. It is insane. Like, how
I
many
think that's a
sponsors do you
testament to
need?
Zach Brown.
Look at Haas. Give them some of your sponsors.
God, you're right.
Share the wealth.
Now it feels like a rich get richer situation.
It is a rich get richer situation,
It
but I
is,
love that they
isn't
were
it?
like, they knew not to drop Lewis Hamilton. They were like, we're not gonna,
They
we're not
know
gonna mess.
PR suicide. They know PR suicide. They
Could you
know what it looks
imagine?
like. Drop Lewis Hamilton.
Please.
It's a peach nectarine flavor. If
Yeah.
that floats your boat. In a
Okay,
way.
so I was telling
Yeah.
Mario, I was like, I really want us to try it.
That's me.
Because yeah, that's you. So I'm putting out an SOS. Like, maybe somebody can help us find us the string, because I don't know where it's available in the States. I have not seen one person from the States drink it, but I've seen everybody in Europe, UK, like everywhere else. So if you come across it and you don't mind mailing it to us here in the United States, we will be very grateful. And I love you.
If it helps.
Yeah.
I've never had an energy drink. So we will have it at the
Ever?
start of nope. I drink
Oh,
coffee,
man,
but
this is gonna be
never had an
chaotic.
energy drink.
Yeah.
Which means that you will be able to see if we drink it at the start of an episode, you'll be able to see me get all jittery and crap in
Nice.
between as we record.
Yeah, I don't
the
really
episode.
drink them either. Like, I'm not a Red Bull person or Monster Energy. I hate the taste of them, actually.
Yeah.
So I don't really drink them, but I'd be interested in see the flavor because it seems polarizing. Some people like it, some people don't. So I just want to know for
Speaking
myself.
of polarizing,
Yeah.
I don't understand vodka Red Bull.
Me either. I don't
When
understand
that
mixing
came out,
anything
I was like, do
with
y'all
an energy
hate yourself?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know if you want to be like energetic or asleep? Like, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what are
Yeah,
you trying to
too
achieve
much.
tonight?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that was a
I don't know,
chaotic time in the club, like people just ordering any two things and
Yeah.
calling it a drink. Yeah. It was crazy.
That's interesting.
Crazy. Yeah.
Imagine you just tell the bartender just any two things, mix them up.
Yeah. And he was like, Red Bull vodka. Here you go.
If we read into it, if we super read into it,
hmm
there is something to be said, I think, about being able to poach them.
hmm
I think since Zach Brown showed up, McLaren has been operating this way, like grabbing as many sponsors as you can, basically running it as a business.
Yes.
And he's doing a good job. And with that has come not with that, but at the same time, now we're seeing good performance from McLaren. So if I read into it a lot, and this is for you to say, like, I don't think it's that deeper or not. It shows a certain level of confidence towards Mercedes being able to get to the top versus confidence in McLaren's rise. But that's like very specific to like McLaren and Mercedes.
I mean, I kind of read it as Monster has faith in Lewis Hamilton, and obviously the amount of like eyes and engagement that he can generate like single-handedly. The team, the Mercedes team, I don't think has that. Like, if Lewis leaves, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have but I think with McLaren, because it's like, very techie, up and coming, team with like young drivers, and they just have so much personality. They're going to be there for a long time. I think they have like a lot more. I mean, again, reading into it, like they probably have a lot more faith in them in terms of like long-term partnership, whereas Mercedes just it's not giving that. So I don't know. I would be curious to see how some of the other sponsors with Mercedes are kind of reading the room as well. Like, I don't think Mercedes is in a point where they're like in a downward trajectory at all, like by any means. But I do think when you look at the sponsorship kind of situation there, like Lewis himself brings in a lot of money.
Yep.
Tommy Hilfiger, Monster,
you can boil it down as simple as
yeah.
like social media views.
Yeah.
Which equates to money.
Well, but also real dollars. Like, I mean, I have a jacket in my closet right now that I bought.
You finally got it?
I finally got it. I would have worn it, but it's very loud.
Not you finally got it. They finally sold it?
Yes. And you know what? They didn't even have the nerve to like tweet me
at you?
and be like, hey girl, the jacket that you've been hounding us for is finally for sale. So anyway, I bought the Tommy Hilfiger jacket that Lewis was wearing.
Did you get
was
me
it
one?
Zandvoort? We can share it. I'll wear it. It'll be like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Tommy Hilfiger windbreaker. Yeah, and I'll just like send it to you. So yeah. We'll wear it. It'll be fine. But you know what I mean? Like, I just saw him wearing it and I was like, I really want that jacket.
Yeah.
And Lewis Hamilton's style, like his taste is very similar to mine. Like, I just love like menswear, like, you know, jackets, cardigans, like anything that I could work for me. So yeah, like Lewis himself is very influential. So I think a lot of sponsors, I think, align with him specifically
Yeah.
and Mercedes by extension, you know? And if Lewis leaves, he takes all that clout, all those dollars with him. And I don't think Mercedes is going to be like in the pits, but I do think it will be kind of hard for them to find somebody to match that aura, you know, that Lewis has to justify these sponsors. I don't know.
Yes, to everything you said, I agree. The best thing you said, I think, is like the literal outlook of the next 5 years is a very, very easy way to look at this, because nobody wants it, but it's likely that 5 years from now there's no Lewis Hamilton in F1. So it's like in that is a huge blow.
Yeah, and Lewis has his own projects, you know, so it's like, it's not like if Monster wants to stay with Lewis when he leaves F1, they no longer have Lewis to, you know, show the brand logo and stuff like that, or market history. He has a, you know, a rally team. He's got other projects like, you know, the movies and stuff that he's going to have in the future. So it's like Lewis not only is as a celebrity, but like also he is a whole business in and of himself, you know? So it's like, why wouldn't you want to stay attached to that as a sponsor? And the way that his star is rising, especially in the States. And I think that might be kind of key as well. Like him being such a huge ambassador in the United States, even though he's not, you know, a citizen. But he's like kind of single-handedly making it popular here. A lot of people know of Lewis Hamilton, I think, whether they follow F1 or not. I think they know of him just from like the different ventures that he has, you know, NFL, you name it, Brad Pitt, Hollywood, you know, so it's like he's making his little rounds everywhere. And when he leaves F1, he will actually be everywhere. So
now I'm really, really interested in a like really like in-depth report of how much money Lewis Hamilton brings to the sport. Or whenever he leaves, I'd be really interested in seeing like the difference in Mercedes, like even views in general.
Yeah. Which I think they're already struggling for. I mean, like their engagement is not that great, and Lewis is still driving for them. So
they're too busy
when he's
being
not there. Good luck.
Too busy touting George Russell for everything.
Yeah.
Our next topic. Do you hear the Eagles? Do you see the flags?
Let me tell you, speaking of Eagles, okay, I live in like a very rural? I can never say that word.
Don't come to me to say that word, because I would never say that word in a podcast.
Anyway, we were driving literally yesterday and we came across a bald eagle.
Really?
In the wild. It was crazy. I was like, is that an eagle? So, yes, I
Do you think that was a sign?
That was a sign.
How you found out that Logan Sargent was re-signed?
I knew it. I was like, wow, this is a sign from the F1
Do you think he sent you that eagle on some Harry Potter owl shit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because he knew we were talking shit about it. So he was like, I'm going to let her know first because she can shut the hell up. And
she'll tell the guy. She'll tell the guy. She'll tell the guy.
But I was like, wow, this is amazing. The wingspan.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So they're impressive. Impressive to see.
And they're huge. I was like, that thing would maul me. That thing would pick me up and bring me whatever. Anyway, moving on.
That sounded almost like the Evanescence song. Wake me up inside.
Save me.
Let's talk about
us on energy drinks would be so chaotic.
I'm saying, who would not want to give us an energy drink? So a little fun fact first, because I really like this stat, because I'm mean. So first time in a long time that one teammate outqualified the other in all races. That was Alex Albon outqualifying Logan Sargent in all races. Then on November 26th, we had Abu Dhabi. Then on November 28th, amongst other things, James Vowles said, and I quote, "I just want to check through a full season of data one more time and look at the progress, look at the mistakes, look at the outliers. That was on November 28th. December 1st comes along, which today when we're recording, and we have great confidence in his abilities and believe that together we can achieve even greater success in the upcoming season. Is data the new word for bribe? What the fuck did the data say, James?
What?
We've all been here. We've been see the data. Every weekend we see the data.
What data does he like? What is it? I'm like, I've thought this all season, because all season he said this. He's like, we have metrics that we're hitting, and we have our own like internal thing that we're measuring him against. And it's like, what is it though? Like, why is it so secretive? What, like, honestly, because we see him every week crash. I feel like toward the end of the season, he got a little bit like less, but still very, so.
You got 3 days. You and you rewatched you got all that data.
Right.
From all races.
Data, yeah. My thing
That
is, he
blackmail
cost
data
them
must have been
so
great.
much money.
I
Did you read
read
the
that
crash
he cost
estimate
them
for
more
the year?
money than he makes.
I think so.
Like,
His
I read
estimate was
that-
$4.3 million.
He makes less than that with Williams.
Yeah. And Williams doesn't have $4.3 million annually to spend on
because
fixing a
McLaren's
car.
hogging all the fucking sponsors.
Right. So I guess that's my thing, is I'm like, he's costing you more money than he's making you. As an American, like, I would at
Does
least
nobody want to go to
think,
Williams?
I don't know. But like, I guess my question is like, where are they getting money from? Because no one's jumping on them to be a sponsor. And so I'm just curious, what's happening? Like,
I don't know.
I just imagine that Logan Sargent being there is contingent on Logan Sargent building an audience interested in Logan Sargent who are American.
Let's
and
talk about
I
that,
don't
because they were
see
talking
happening.
about that. They were talking about that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a big fuss, but I don't think it was a big deal.
Who's
I think
they?
this was I think Danica Patrick might have
Okay.
said this, which
Oh,
I
okay.
hate. I
Okay.
hate this. I don't like what she says, just to be clear.
We should have left it at they. It's fine.
Yeah. But they said that
Mhm.
Americans don't feel represented or identified with Logan Sargent.
No.
And then because she has the extreme tendency of putting out terrible takes, people got really mad at this. But you, as an American, do you feel any sort of draw to him, or any? Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say is, like, objectively speaking, Logan Sargent left the US and went, which is fine, and he did his thing in the UK. That's where he got most of his experience driving, which is perfectly fine. But with both those things said, do you look at Logan Sargent and think, America, he's my guy? Do you?
America, yes. My guy, no. I just don't think he's got a personality for it. He's very subdued.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's fine. Like, I don't think he needs to come in and just, be this like prolific athlete, celebrity type of. But I think for me, the reason why I guess it confuses me is because everybody was basically in this arms race to be the first one to have an American on their team.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it like that, it's sort of like, why did we settle on Logan Sargent? Not no shade, like just a question. Because I feel like if the point was to have an American to build the American audience, or to at least be like, hey, put this on your radar, like, and he's not really moving the needle in that aspect. And on top of that, he's, not really performing that well. So you don't really have that to kind of cling to either. You can't be like, he's young up and coming, and like, he's not like Oscar Piastri, you know what I'm saying? And Oscar, I think, is kind of similar, where he's very low key, very calm. He's not like a celebrity or whatever. He's just like a normal guy, but like, he's been able to at least have, really great performances this season, and show like a actual
completely different situation.
Yeah. So and for that, like, when you're looking at Australians, they're super proud. Like Chris Hemsworth on the grid walk was like, that's the guy that he shouted out that he was excited to see race in Abu Dhabi. Like
Who?
fucking
Oscar?
Thor. Yes, Chris Hemsworth was
Oh,
when
because I saw him
Martin
hugging
Brundle.
Lewis.
Oh yeah, he was hugging Lewis, but when Martin Brundle interviewed him, he was like, who are you excited to see? And he was like, Oscar Piastri, because they're
Yeah.
Australian. How many Americans has Martin Brundle interviewed? And how many of them have said Logan Sargent? They're excited to see Logan Sargent. None. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're both rookies. They're both in the same year, same class. And only one of them has been able to generate actual buzz around themselves and the other one hasn't. So to me, Williams keeping him, maybe he's just a placeholder until they get somebody that they really want, whatever. But it still very much confuses me because I'm like, where do you get where does the return of investment come from? Because you're not
It
making more
doesn't make
money and you're
yeah.
losing money. So, there's that.
It was a really forced situation, I think, when they
Yeah.
brought in Logan. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like you said, it really, really felt like a who can fit in an American in the
Right.
team.
And
Like, where can we fit him?
yeah, and I do hope that maybe he's a lesson that just because somebody is American or reps a country that you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
push, that like you can't just pick anybody.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with Formula One, yada, yada, yada. I always talk about this, but I just feel like they don't really do their research. They broad, because I feel like it's everybody just, they see one little thing, they fixate on that thing, and then the execution of it is like lackluster. And so, yeah, if you're just having an American for the sake of having American, congrats, you got him, but he's not really moving the needle. And I think that was the main point of having that. We have 3 races in this country. None of them focused or cared about Logan Sargent being there. So
You mean we
yeah.
had 3 races in Lewis Hamilton and Checo's country? Because
Right.
that's what it felt like.
This is a nation of immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the other thing. This country's getting browner and browner, and you're gonna pick the most
banger. Oh, well, that's good.
I don't want to say
like
it on
that.
this podcast, but you know what I'm saying?
That's
You're out of step with
I love that.
population. I'm just saying.
So an Australian and an immigrant.
Mm-hmm. Like
Walking
Oscar's
to a
gonna be
bar.
embraced here before Logan will be. Like, let's just put it like that.
Yeah. And honestly, like as you were talking, I didn't know if I should ask this or not, but like
Yeah.
I'm almost at the point where even if Logan Sargent had the performance,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Yeah. I think the
I don't know
performance
that
would at least help. Do you know what I mean? But it's
maybe
like,
it would help people maybe it would help people just transition to this, because like I think World Cup soccer is a good example of like a lot. It's really cool where me included, people that don't watch a lot of soccer come together to like cheer for soccer teams and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or football.
Or football. Oh my God, I'm gonna get
The audience is gonna kill us.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna move on. So I want to be clear that this next topic is more like a rumor, but it's still a fun rumor. So today yesterday we saw some rumors relating Danny Rick and Checo. So basically, allegedly, the contracts for Danny Rick and Checo have clauses in them that says, in summary, that if Checo does not perform at a certain level, that Danny Rick gets promoted to the Red Bull seat. He gets 3 times his pay, and Liam Lawson replaces Danny Rick in AlphaTauri. At the same time, AlphaTauri is also working on their rebrand, with the name most likely being Racing Bulls, and they are getting the RB19. All of this coming very recently,
passed down, yeah.
And finally, well, we have one more topic for AlphaTauri, but we'll bank that for now. So I see this news, and if it's a rumor, then cool. But I see this, and my first question to you is, what about Yuki? Where's Yuki in all this?
I mean, is he chopped liver? Has he not done enough to at least be in a conversation? Even if you're not going to entertain it, the fact that they're not even including him just like performatively, it's like, come on, man. Like, he's really been putting in such great performances.
He ended his season on a super high.
3 teammates this year.
Yeah.
and beat them all. Like,
Dusted.
come on. And he's gotten better. Like he himself. Like I just feel like, he's been just getting better and better and better in a very short period of time. So this is only his
Mhm.
third year. I think he's
Yeah.
his third year. So
Yeah, because this is his third year with AlphaTauri.
yeah. So Yuki, I think, has definitely been like the unsung hero, at
Yeah.
least on that team. Because they're in a way, like I don't feel like it's his fault. I do feel like it's just this fixation on like the revolving
Oh, this is the
door of
system.
like
This is the system.
the
This is
system, but
not
also like the
this is
media
not
just focusing on like, oh, who, it's Daniel Ricciardo, it's Nick DeVries, it's Liam Lawson, like, they all the newness. And so Yuki just being like a solid permanent fixture gets kind of overlooked because he's not the new thing, this the new story. But I do think he is the story for AlphaTauri this season, personally.
I asked you before the show, and I totally agreed. I agree with your answer. Is hypothetical situation
Mm-hmm.
where we have Danny Rick doing well, Checo doing terribly,
Mm-hmm.
but Yuki doing best of them.
Right.
Do you think Red Bull considers Yuki, or do they just see, okay, Danny Rick is beating Checo? Come on, Danny Rick.
Yeah, I think the plan is just to get Daniel in the seat, and the justification for that will be Daniel performing to some vague metric, you
Low
know?
bar that
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I just don't think Yuki is, I mean, obviously there's talks about him driving for Honda when they come in or whatever. So maybe he's just in like a period of limbo where he's waiting for that team to sort of develop or, be at
But
Aston.
I'm sorry to
But
interrupt, but
yeah,
we have to talk about that too, because
yeah.
it's like we have Alonso and
Hmm.
Stroll in Aston Martin, obviously, but then
Yeah.
Honda joins Aston Martin in 2026.
Right.
Um, if Lance Stroll wants, we've been no. If Lance Stroll wants to be in Aston Martin, Lance Stroll is in Aston Martin. So I would be interested to see if it's still Alonso. And I don't know. I personally think they would kick Alonso out to put Yuki in to please Honda.
I mean, maybe Alonso might also be like,
Be done.
yeah, he might, well, not be done with F1, but maybe try to find another team. I mean,
Dude, could you
the
imagine?
second
He's
half of the
still
season hasn't been great. I mean, the early on in the season, he was in love with the team, and basically his
yeah.
tune completely changed by the end. So, he might
He's
just be
doing
like,
PR to fix it.
yeah,
He's been on the PR tour
but
recently.
he likes to hop around. So who knows if he even
He
wants to
do.
stay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like next year, Lance Stroll doesn't perform that well, sinks them in the constructor. I leave. I'm like, come on, you're
yeah,
gonna keep your son in this?
yeah. That's true. That is true. Like,
That must be frustrating. Not
yeah,
like first year, but like if you're losing a place in constructors because Lance Stroll can't get points, I'd be frustrated as the primary driver
yeah,
because the car is there.
yeah.
Before we move on to the next AlphaTauri thing, I'm
Hmm.
going to end this topic with a question.
Mm.
Does Checo finish the 2024 season?
Um, I feel like I give him a very like small percentage, maybe like 30% chance of finishing. I the To me, how I'm reading everything now that we have a lot more information and we've seen Daniel's form since he's
Mhm.
been back, because that was kind of a question that I had, was like, what's he going to be like? He's taking it so seriously. He's
Yeah.
working out. He's being very like, he's almost like a different person essentially. He helped them develop the car toward the end of the season as well. So, it had like some, good feedback for the team. I
Yuki speaks
Yeah,
positively of
Yuki
him
speaks
as
very
well.
positively of him, and I feel like now that we know that they're getting like the RB19 next year, they're giving him a car that will help him perform his best. I don't think that they're going to allow AlphaTauri, if it ever comes to it, to compete directly with Red Bull. But Daniel being able to be a third or fourth wingman,
Mhm.
in some instances, is going to be beneficial. So I do think that's why they're pushing so hard to like get that car developed, get it faster, because they're going to basically be kind of in the mix. Yuki's driving well. Daniel looks like he's going to be driving well, and then they just have the car to match their talent. I think it's going to be kind of, scary a little bit, like to have that
Yeah.
second Red Bull basically on the track with everybody. But I do think that's kind of the purpose, is to make sure that Daniel has a car that he can be competitive in, to whatever degree that is, so that they can justify when the time comes getting rid of Checo, you know?
And I was talking that like there's a world where in the first 3 races, I
Mhm.
understand you develop RB20, W15 and everything, but at the end of the day, the RB19 is a proven car
Yeah.
that I think could maybe be better than the RB20, than the W15, and then the other newer cars, at least for the first 3 races, because everything is a simulation until we put it on the track. So I think the RB19, even if you don't develop anything, if you copy and paste it, it must be a strong car, like at least for the start of the season.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Crazy, like how many floors AlphaTauri has had this season.
Mm.
Because
I was shocked at
yeah,
this
go
number,
ahead,
by the way. No,
go
no, you
on.
can continue. Like,
No,
I
no, no,
just
no,
was
dude,
shocked.
no, 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 because so we found a tweet saying that teams are looking at AlphaTauri, wondering how and what they're doing. Because in this one season,
Mhm.
they've gone through 6 different floors.
Yes.
Um, so that is even with their increase in wind tunnel time,
Yeah.
which by the way is WTT, which
Mhm.
if Tasha did not say it, I would have never figured it out. And then all of this raises questions because of the budget cap.
Right.
So 6 different floors for AlphaTauri in one
And not
season.
6 different, like, not the evolution of, like, one floor.
Oh yeah,
6
6
conceptually different floors.
brand new,
Yeah.
brand
So
new
everybody's,
floors.
the rumors, we don't know,
Yeah.
is that a lot of, team principals are sort of suspicious of, how they can bring that many different floors in one season because of the cost cap. And obviously they all know how much it costs to develop and fabricate a new
I know
floor.
Williams is looking at them like,
Yeah.
what the what?
Williams.
How'd you get that many?
Exactly. So
We have one and it's flat.
we got like a half of one. Like, let's keep it real. Like, that is a bobsled. That is. They are very, very lucky they finished the season as well as they did that floor. But yeah, so a lot of teams are very suspicious, and I feel like, it's not hard to make these assumptions when you have a sister team on on the track. Sorry, like,
I hate sister teams. Oh
I
my
don't like
god.
it either. And
I've
then
said it so many
obviously,
times. I hate it.
you've got Red Bull, who very friendly with the FIA and Formula One and everything. So they don't, the perception, all these cahoots and, looking the other
Cahoots? You
way,
said cahoots?
cahoots, collusion, so it's like it doesn't lend itself, to any other narrative. Like, you are going to
Yeah.
look at stuff like this and just assume, I don't know, you call this the worst, the best? I don't know. Like, you're just going to make that assumption. Like, I feel like that's not an illogical jump to the conclusion because of what we've seen all season. And now suddenly the car, I asked you, I was like, was it Vegas or the race before last?
Yeah.
Maybe. I was like, what did they put in that car? Yuki for quali was like P3, P whatever,
Consistent.
like
Yuki
consistently.
led the race.
Yeah.
Yuki led for like a lap or less.
So I was like, what did they put in this car? Like, you definitely could tell at times this season that, it was a little spicier than usual. But I didn't know that there was 6 different floors. Like, that's crazy. It's
You think those
excessive.
clothes really sell like that?
Oh no. I don't know. And nobody buys it. Like, that's a tweet. That's a thought for another day. But I'm just like, is AlphaTauri just like a money laundering scheme? Who wears that? I've never seen anybody in the wild with an AlphaTauri jacket on or like a
I haven't
sweater.
either. I haven't
It's
either.
like Will Buxton, Yuki, Danny,
Will Buxton at
sometimes.
one time when he's got
Yeah.
a post.
And then like some of the like officials and stuff who walk around in like the polos and stuff. That's it.
And the drivers only when they're taking
Yeah.
pictures with them when they're
Only,
forced to.
yes. So yeah, it's suspicious. It's a little sus. What do you think? Do you have any like thoughts on the floor gate?
No,
Are we calling it that?
I don't have additional thoughts other than like I hate sister teams
Yeah.
and there's so many possibilities with regards to like because you mentioned it, it's like being the sister team of Red Bull, like sky's the limit with the different things
Yeah.
that you can like be doing on the side with that. But
Yeah.
everything you said, I am 100% with. One of
Yeah.
the things you said is that it's easy to draw conclusions based on what we're seeing.
Yeah.
And we're drawing these conclusions, but like it's based on what we're seeing.
Yeah.
So
imagine what we're not seeing.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
So I want us to take that same energy and talk a little bit about Toto Wolff.
Ooh.
Yeah, I moved something around, but like I think it's super relevant because I don't know if you would say that you as well, but I've mentioned a bunch that Toto Wolff, and even in the last episode, the Toto Wolff gives me energy of like I'm trying to get to the FIA. I'm trying to do something different here, bigger. Yeah, because of how upset he got due to FP1, and like it was very weird to see him that passionate. And I don't know, Toto's got that I don't know, the decisions he makes, and we've talked about it in previous episodes. So I get that vibe from him. And then this we're going to add to a little bit because we've got a investigation on Toto Wolff with regards to he's being accused by other F1 teams on leaking confidential information to Formula One management and Liberty Media. It says that possibly sharing it with his wife, SUSIE Wolff, who manages the F1 Academy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop there and say the culprit is clearly the son. Let's stop being stupid.
Not
Who
Jack.
knows both? Who has
Jack,
access to
corporate
both?
espionage?
He's the one who
I don't
has
even know
access.
if we can write yet.
Occam's Racer. Occam's Racer. The simplest answer.
Right.
Obviously, accusers argue that this potential conflict of interest is not acceptable and may be illegal. Which, dead ass, if this is happening, it would be crazy. Like that, you should not do that. And then, additionally, with Sir Toto, there was a report on the 2022 Singapore GP where Toto Wolff received confidential information from within the FIA. All of this related to the cost cap. And hate to say it, but it was later revealed that Shayla Ann Rao, I apologize, FIA interim Secretary General, is the person who leaked the information. Because of course it was a woman and not one of your billions of old white men. Team principals are also concerned that Toto has access to confidential information through SUSIE Wolff. So do you think Toto is stealing some info? That's my lame question. I have a much better question.
I mean, I guess I don't see like who wouldn't be in Formula One. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that just seems like an accusation that probably could apply to most people. But to your point about him kind of lobbying for like this Formula One, position,
the higher role,
some sort of role, president, CEO, maybe. This feels like a smear piece. Like this feels like we're painting Toto Wolff as this untrustworthy, unsavory character, so that if by some chance in the background, maybe there are rumors that Toto Wolff wants this position, we can kind of paint him as like this person who should not be trusted to run Formula One because he goes home to his wife every night and shares confidential information with her, allegedly. So that's kind of how I read it. Like,
you think this is Stefano kind of feeling a little bit of pressure and being like, let's get him?
Or Christian, or anybody. It doesn't.
Christian, don't say Christian because they're best friends now. Apparently,
they love each other. Jerry says that they love each other. So I trust
that. That wasn't that. When I saw that picture of Christian Horner and Toto Wolff, I was like,
that warm embrace after Abu Dhabi.
This conspiracy is over. This is true.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, right? So it's like you got Toto Wolff taking photos with Yas and Chris, all the ups. Like he's making the rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the host of the dinner party. He's trying to make sure, do you have enough to eat? Do you want to drink? Like he's friendly with people who, if that were me, if I was in his position, like you would never catch me smiling in a selfie with like my biggest rival. Like I don't care about keeping it civil. You know what I'm saying? Like not for what they've done to the team. So unless you have like higher aspirations of
we saw
running
him this season.
shit.
We talked about it this season too. He was with Fred Vasseur, all like friendly with Fred Vasseur.
Yeah. And they came, and him and Stefano went to, was it 10 Downing Street? I don't know, in the UK, like their version of
Mhm.
White House, I guess. I don't
That
know.
one
You
thing
guys
with the
can
One
correct me.
Direction on the
Yeah.
One
But
Direction
you know what I'm
video?
saying? Like they both came out and Toto was all like, yeah, we're going to get Lewis's 8th champion. I read it as like, oh, he's just bullying Stefano in person. But now I'm like, maybe he meant it like when they appoint me FIA or
I think
F1
so.
CEO, I'm going to literally get this man his 8th championship.
That's the only way
I
I
don't know.
forgive him.
Yeah.
That's the only way I forgive him.
He's playing the
Okay.
long game. He's playing the very,
I
very
think
long
so.
game.
I
Yeah.
really do think so.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
Let's knock the most important one to me.
Hmm.
If Mission Impossible were to reboot, give you an older version of Ethan Hunt, and it's
Okay.
Toto Wolff, do you watch it?
Yeah.
I think it'd be
But
pretty
I like
good.
to see Toto Wolff drop from the
Yes.
ceiling
Mhm,
and
mhm.
like,
That's what I'm
yeah,
asking.
yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah. I want to
Okay,
see it. Love to see
okay.
it. Mhm.
Because Lewis would have a cameo for
Are you
sure.
expecting me to say yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, Lewis will
absolutely.
be
I just wanted
directing
to put
it for his production company. You know what I mean? Like Lewis is
true,
Lewis. Yeah.
true.
Tom would be on set
Not,
consulting because
yeah.
you know Tom
Okay.
loves Lewis and everything. He was going to put him
Wouldn't he be
in Top
in
Gun
charge? It's not. Is it costumes that we call it? Their wardrobe? No, wardrobe. Their wardrobe.
wardrobe. Mhm.
Yeah. Wouldn't Tommy be in charge of that? Are
No,
we
I
talking about
think
Tommy
Tom.
Hilfiger?
I'm talking about Tom Cruise.
Oh, I
If
don't
we
know. I don't know
reboot
Tom
it,
like
I
that.
feel
I don't
like
know Thomas
Tom
like
would
that. I
be
don't
a
know Thomas
consultant
like
on the
that.
film so they do it right. Because I feel like he's like that kind of micromanaging type of
Mm-hmm.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis was supposed to be in Top Gun, the reboot for Top Gun.
Ish.
And because of scheduling, he couldn't make it. And so Tom, you know, they love each other, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Missed
So yeah.
opportunity.
Very, because the
Here's the
season that he had when he missed out on that, he could have just missed a couple
He
of
would have been
races. I'm
better
sorry.
off. He would have been better off fake jumping off of airplanes. Now I'm gonna hit you with a
W13 or
serious
Top Gun. Yeah.
question.
What's up?
Serious question time. And I want you to look deep into your soul.
Okay.
You and everybody listening. What do you think would happen? What do you think? What would it be like if Jerry Horner
Mm.
or Raquel Stroll had any sort of involvement with either F1 Academy, with F2, or any job at Liberty? Do
Mhm.
you think people would be as positive or as optimistic or as Yas Queen as they are with Susie Wolf and Toto Wolf? Do you think we would be branding them? Because I believe that the media, me as well, brands them as a power couple.
Mhm.
Do you
And they
think
are.
a
Yeah.
and they are absolutely,
They are.
absolutely. Jerry Horner, but there's no, never as rough. You barely ever see anything about, they work together in this. There must be something nefarious, or like, I've
Right.
never heard that. It's always been power couple, like, which they are, and
Mhm.
etc. So, do you think it would be the same situation? I don't even like Raquel Stroll because I don't know her like that, but Jerry Horner is a very good example because it's Horner's wife.
Right.
But she's a Spice Girl. Anyways, let me know what you think about like
I
that
mean,
situation.
I think the thing with Jerry coming into F1 or, you know, any like F2, whatever, the fact that she doesn't have like the same background as Susie, like I think it's kind of unfair to Susie to compare her to like Raquel Stroll or Jerry Horner because Susie was a race driver. Susie has
Mm-hmm.
like so much involvement in the team in racing. So her pedigree speaks for itself, you know? So it's kind of like, you know, you're coming at Toto, but you're also coming at his wife and trying to
Yeah.
downplay her skill set,
Her
trying to
mission.
downplay and she's her own person. Yes, as a couple, they're
Yeah.
very powerful, but like she's her own person. So I personally, I don't see, you know, somebody like Jerry coming in. People would be, I think, a little bit more like confused because like, well, what do you have to do with anything? Respectfully, right? Like, we're not
Yeah.
saying you can't switch careers, but like, what that looks a lot more like, you know, nepotism or whatever.
I was about to say
Than Susie
like,
but Susie at least had her own career, so it's not really nepotism anyway. So
I was about to say like, walk up to Susie Wolf, tell her this is because of nepotism, and then
right,
Susie Wolf pulls up the picture she has racing against Lewis Hamilton in
right.
karting.
She pulls
And I'm
up her
like,
resume and she's like, we're not the same, sister. Sorry.
no. So I actually haven't seen that, not take, but that opinion, which I totally agree with. It's like,
Yeah.
Toto Wolff and SUSIE Wolff being a couple is more of a and working in the same space and stuff is more of a coincidence than anything else.
Right.
Because SUSIE Wolff has her mission, like, and she's been working on it. This isn't a I am Toto Wolff's husband and I would wife and I'm gonna do da. She's
Just cleaning up.
never.
Yeah, she's got her own shit going
Exactly.
on. She got a Birkin. She got a bob to like kill. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, she's it. Like, she is that girl. And so she doesn't need Toto. Like, if they broke up
I agree.
or
It's more of a
divorced,
coincidence that they're together.
she could get her own PJ. She can get her own team. Like, she does not need a man, you know? So anyway, that's how I feel.
Strong independent.
Spice up your life, girl power, all that. So yeah.
Tasha's other answer was that she would love if Jerry Horner had any involvement in Formula One because she thinks it brings us just a little bit closer to a Spice Girls reunion.
Just a little bit, yeah. I've been wanting.
Which I agree. Objectively speaking,
a decade, yeah.
She's on the. She puts her more in the limelight. Yeah. Which now imagine that Vegas next year is.
Spice Girls. Would you want will.i.am musical director?
No.
Or Jerry Horner, and we get a Spice Girls reunion.
And we get a Spice Girls reunion? Absolutely.
No brainer. But if I have to hear will.i.am's, no.
Anything.
Never. Anything ever again.
will.i.am's anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Have we been through enough this year, you know? Like, God.
And with that was our In Case You Missed It topics. We're going to be around during the off season, and we're probably going to keep doing these topics. So if you ever have a suggestion or anything you want us to go over, you can let us know either in YouTube comments or on Twitter. We wanted to thank everyone while we're speaking of Twitter for all the, and I know that, you know, y'all are, you know, Tasha, Tandy, and Nyasha, and the main pod is like, I don't want to speak like we're new, but thank you to everybody who tagged us on the Spotify Wrapped.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Thank you to everybody. It was I was very, very
touched.
taken aback, very touched. Yeah. So thank you to everybody who did that. Yeah. Thank you to all you freaking suck ups who were like, the moment we say Nyasha's sick, everybody's like, feel better. That dude's ego must have been blown up that day because y'all pulled up in numbers, just like wishing him well.
Mario, he's ill. Like, what is wrong with you?
He's very, you don't know that. You don't know that he's ill or he's got a.
Are you calling him a liar? Wow, Nasha.
I'm saying
fighting words.
He has a bad hangover. With that said, we do have some tweets that we want to leave you with.
Do we?
Wait, do we? Do we? No, we actually don't. This isn't no. It was such a good tweet that they got promoted.
I can read some of my tweets off of my timeline. You want me to open my phone? Hold on.
I'll pull that shit up right now. You think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? Let me pull up the one where you're like, let me talk about Lance Stroll's facial hair because I really want to talk about it, everyone.
He's a handsome guy with the facial hair.
I'm coming off really salty against Lance Stroll.
So salty against Lance, salty against Nasha. Like, come on now. Come on now. Leave Nasha alone.
All right, so Tasha's excited about season 2 of Rings of Power, but she's waiting for the announcement for that. She's actually excited. Oh, she's also excited about House of the Dragon.
Yes.
If you haven't seen Naomi Osaka go off on her tennis practice, watch that. Yeah. I'm gonna finish up with some stuff. Oh, this Rosalia and Jeremy Allen thing.
Random. What?
Really, really random. Also,
I want to know what their conversations are like.
Yes, absolutely. Also, people were posting under that like Jeremy Allen's like past or something. Like apparently he was he had drinking stuff. Yeah, and he had like whatever. Bro's getting rehab and doing the things that you do to go see your kids. Yeah. Leave a dude alone. Go pick on fucking absentee fathers who are pieces of shit. Right. What are you doing? Right. People make mistakes. Get over it. If he's actually rehabbing, which is what I read about, and he's doing the most to be with his kids.
You sound like his publicist.
Hire me.
You're like, he's doing everything he can, okay?
He's out here drinking water.
He's trying.
And nothing but water. I'm gonna wrap up. This is a good wrap up.
Yeah.
It's nothing but support. You know that for me. You know that for me. There was this little trend on Twitter coming
Yes.
out, which was last pic of you, comma, no cheating. Tasha,
That's not what I thought you were gonna pick. Yes.
Tasha, since you know me,
Yes.
all support, right? I got you. I am on your back. I am being
literally
carried through.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
You're on my little
glad you got that.
backpack. You're on my back. Got it.
You can shoot someone in front of me and I'd be like, not her. She would never. I draw the line. That is not the last picture of you.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I have not taken any selfies.
No.
This year, really.
You will not.
Mario, I'm being so serious.
That's insane.
Shot those photos like last week. I haven't.
You don't take a shitty selfie for anything?
No.
You don't send like your sister a like shitty selfie of you or something?
I've used to take selfies all the time. And recently, I don't know why, I just haven't been like feeling it. But recently I found like some angles that work for me. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I took some photos.
She doesn't take a picture and that's it.
I took like a bunch of pictures.
All angles are your angles.
That was like the last photo of my
Please. But those specific angles that you're talking about, yes. I booked my portrait. I need to book my portrait appointment with you.
And those are being grilled. Is this like grilled the grid, Tasha edition?
Because I saw that.
And you thought I was lying. That was your inclination. So now I'm the third person.
Personally,
that you have accused of something.
Yeah. Also, there's a little bit of me opening my phone and saying, Tasha did it. I'm gonna reply to Tasha with it.
Do it.
And then I was like, damn, I gotta delete like 10 pictures before this is my last picture. So I was like, nah.
Yeah, I save mostly like Lewis Hamilton memes. So that's like really my camera roll is like Lewis Hamilton.
Do you have a folder or no?
I'm going to create a folder because it's chaotic.
We left the banter for the end as well.
Clearly.
If you're still listening, if you're still around, if you're still watching, thank you so much. God, we have fun doing these. Tasha and I are having meetings. There's been Gantt charts thrown out, super fancy. I'm learning that Tasha's a big fan of charts, bar charts, pie charts, Gantt charts. You name it. She likes it. That must be very, very, I think the colors. Yeah, probably.
It's the colors. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very
I see that.
Lines,
Yeah. If y'all need anything organized, let us know. I think Tasha and I would be better at a podcast about organizing things in general. That would
be such a great podcast.
We'd be so sick at that. Thank you to everybody for the Spotify rap thing. Thank you for everybody who interacts with us at all. We'll be around in the off season. We've got some cool ideas that we want to try out. Thank you for sticking with us. I've been Mario. You can find me at Mario_APM. If y'all can I need some interaction on my Instagram. I'm about to delete that shit. I get so many stories. Stories do well, but I post something, nobody likes it, including my co-host.
I never see your posts. No. Hold on. Let's
talk about
Let's talk about it for like 1 second. Instagram is trash. The algorithm is just fucked. I haven't posted on Instagram in like a year. I just came back in like September. Yeah. And, just like when I normally post. Content,
by the way, check her out at the Glossier.
Love making it. But Instagram is showing it to no one. Like, no one sees my posts. And it's just like, okay, this is discouraging because I already haven't been here for a year. And now I'm trying to like rebuild, my momentum. And I'm like, oh, nobody's seeing my post. And it's okay because I like making content. I like making videos and shit like that. But it is like, it's the algorithm. It's not you. What I'm trying to say is it's not you, it's the algorithm. I have not seen one of your posts in my timeline since I started following you. So
she doesn't see my stories.
I will go. Okay. I don't watch stories.
No, but this is actually a great thing. No, I'm teasing you. But listen. I'm teasing you, but it was actually a great thing because the way I solved I won't Tasha to see this, is I started sending you things directly. And we've been having cool conversations and we've been talking more often. So it all ended up great.
Yeah. But like it worked out in the end.
Sometimes I'm a little insecure about this.
All right, shit, I'm gonna watch all your stories from now on.
No, because I'm gonna send them to you. That you're gonna get them twice. All right. I hope this episode isn't that long.
Double emphasis. No, we're good.
We haven't had Chris the other day. Right, Mario_APM on Twitter and Instagram. Mm-hmm. Tasha, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Tasha on Twitter. That's where I'll be this break mostly. At the Glossier, if you want to see my apparently dope content.
Really good content. I wanted to say, I didn't want to
Yeah.
interrupt you because I feel like I've done it a lot, but one thing
Yes.
that I wanted to say is looking at your content,
Mhm.
you can tell that you like doing it.
I
You can tell
love
that
doing it.
you're passionate about it, because I think you take very simple things
Mhm.
and make very cool art based
Thank
on it.
you. That's
Like
exactly that's the vibe.
the
Yeah.
video you did for I really don't know if it's Dove or Dove.
It's Dove.
It's Dove. I apologize. That's not being funny. I really don't
Oh,
know.
no, but
So,
you're right though, because it could be pronounced to both ways because yeah,
of the
the
bird? Is the
dove.
dove is the
So
bird
dove's
also
the
a
bird.
dove?
Dove is like if you dived or
You dove,
you
right,
dove into
right.
something. Yeah.
English as a second language is not
It's
easy.
crazy. Yeah, no, even English as a first language is confusing. So I feel
Truth.
you.
Yeah. No, but like that is such a simple concept. Like, and you made art based on,
Thank you.
I don't want to say soap, but
It is
in a
dope.
way it is
Yeah.
as simple as that. And so yes, I am a fan.
Thank you,
I'm usually the
Mario.
first one commenting stars and shit, but like it's a genuine place. Like
Thank you.
you do great art.
That's my hype
And also, who
man.
doesn't love our thumbnails? Who
Right.
and at least once an episode, I'm like, let me wait. Because everybody's nice to Tasha. We always have to talk about the thumbnails,
Oh
how
my
pretty
God.
Tasha looks, how great her hair looks, how cool she is. Oh my God. So I'm just
How
kidding.
I'm
Because obviously,
hosting this the
oh, you're the host and I'm the guest. I'm so proud of you. You do great. You do great.
I'm the
If nobody
SUSIE wolf in
if
this bitch. I'm just kidding.
no, I can't call myself Toto. I'm not that. I
No.
don't have that power. I don't have that kind of power. Am I Jack? Am
You're
I
my son.
Jack? It literally is the shirt with you and me in the back of you,
Right.
baby. Me in the. I have literally.
Wow.
Tasha, take us out of here before
Yeah, we need to get
we
out of
keep
here.
talking.
We're doing too
Yeah,
much. Guys, thank you again so much. The Spotify rap thing was like super cool. Glad you guys have been, sticking with us this season. It's been a long one. I'm glad it's over, but I'm glad that you guys were all here with us because you made it a lot more fun to do this. And yeah, we'll see you next week. And remember, no matter what happens in life, keep it on the black stuff. Bye.
bye.
Oh, no balloons today?
Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quickstop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.